company, right? The Rouge site itself is a flagship. This is the Rouge. This is where it all starts.
Building an all-new F-150 with this great manufacturing technology showcases our innovative spirit. And there's no better place in the world to do it than right here at the Rouge.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Good morning. I'm Brad Huff, plant manager here at Dearborn Truck. I want to thank you for joining us on an exciting day as we announce this historic moment in our great future here at Dearborn Truck. What a monumental day for the hardworking men and women of Dearborn Truck and the auto industry as a whole. Today marks a new chapter in our lives. As you are well aware, we've been extremely busy over the past few years transitioning our facility to build the next generation F-150. Most recently, the Dearborn Truck Body Shop underwent the largest manufacturing transformation in decades, removing legacy equipment and replacing it with the latest state-of-the-art equipment. Thank you to all those who played a critical role in this transition. Let's give them a hand. To tell you more about today's events, I have the honor of welcoming Bill Ford, Ford's Executive Chairman, to the stage. Bill?
Go Lions! 7-2, baby. Thanks, Brad, and it's great to see all you guys. What a great day this is. Thank you all for coming, all our guests. And on behalf of the entire Ford Motor Company, welcome to the historic Rouge Center. You know, as you all know, I am so proud of our heritage at Ford, but especially here at the Rouge. But as Henry Ford once said, the only history that's worth a tinker's dam is the history that we make today. And we are here today to make history. On this site, 100 years ago, my great-grandfather created the industrial icon of the 20th century. The Rouge complex was a marvel of his age, the largest and most fully integrated manufacturing facility in the world. But a decade ago, some at Ford wanted to close the Rouge. But the Rouge has always been at the heart of Ford to me and to my family, and so rather than close it, I wanted to reinvent the Rouge complex as a new kind of factory for the 21st century, smart, sustainable, and more efficient than ever before. We undertook the world's largest brownfield reclamation project to transform the Rouge into a model of sustainable manufacturing. And this plant is the centerpiece of the Rouge Center. And when it was completed, it had the largest living roof in the world, which reduces energy use, removes CO2 from the atmosphere, and reduces stormwater runoff. It uses natural light and ventilation to reduce the financial and environmental costs of heating, cooling, and power. The Rouge has always been a leader in our industry, and today it is again. We're here to begin the next chapter in this remarkable story. Today marks another pivotal moment in auto history and another milestone of leadership here at the Rouge. Please welcome our CEO, Mark Fields.
It's great to be here at our Dearborn Truck Plant, home, of course, of the new F-150. Of course, the F-150 has been the best-selling vehicle for 32 years, right? The best-selling truck for 37 years. This is as big as it gets at Ford Motor Company, because the transformation that we're celebrating today underscores literally everything we've been talking about as a business. The new F-150 and this transformed plant are even more evidence of the strength of our One Ford plan that has served us so well over these last number of years. And this plant and this product also underscore, in I think a very dramatic way, our passion for product excellence and our drive for innovation in every part of our business. Because just think about it. Our engineers literally spend thousands of hours with customers on their job sites to see how they use their vehicles. And you know, we've had a deep understanding of truck customers for decades and understanding their wants and needs. And we took it to the next level with this F-150. And of course, here at the Rouge, we are adding 850 brand new jobs. And that's adding to the more than 14,000 hourly UAW jobs that we've created together since 2011. We're also investing over 160,000 hours of training involving more than 4,000 new and existing team members here at the Rouge to ensure, of course, that we deliver this all-new truck with the highest levels of quality and craftsmanship that our customers want. And the new F-150 and the team who created it really are what our company is all about these days. From research to product engineering to manufacturing to purchasing to marketing and sales, and of course working with our supplier community and the best dealer network on the planet. Everybody worked together to design, develop, and build the toughest, smartest, and most capable F-150 ever. And this truck really delivers. The F-150 has the industry's best combination of power, capability, and efficiency. But I think what's most impressive is what this provides for our customers. Regardless of the model or the engine choice, every one of our F-150 customers will be able to benefit from up to the 700 pounds that we were able to reduce in weight savings in this vehicle. And that means they can tow up to 1,100 pounds more, they can haul up to 530 pounds more, and of course do it while they're benefiting from better gas mileage. And of course, while aluminum gets all the headlines, what's actually impressing people the most on this vehicle is the smart technology and the innovation that we've packed inside of it. The all-new F-150 has 11 class-leading features, including a 360-degree camera to help you park and navigate the work site, integrated loading ramps stowed in the bed so you can get your bikes or whatnot up and off the bed, a really cool remote tailgate release, and of course LED headlamps, amongst other things. So smart technologies inside and outside of this vehicle. But make no mistake about it, with so much innovation, the new F-150 is transforming, literally transforming the industry. And it's creating the future of tough trucks. And at the same time, and this is really exciting, we are transforming the future of manufacturing here in the United States. A picture's worth 1,000 words, so let's watch a video.
If there's one thing the Ford truck team knows better than trucks, it's the customers who depend on them to get the job done. Serving these customers has led to the all-new 2015 F-150, the toughest, smartest, and most capable F-150 yet.
It's a radical step in efficiency and productivity for truck customers.
F-150 will be the first mass-produced vehicle with a redesigned high-strength steel frame for improved rigidity for towing and hauling, and a high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body that's more dent and ding resistant. These advances go even further. Ford has created an all-new way to build and assemble the new F-150. Ford has continuously pioneered manufacturing innovations around the globe. The all-new F-150 represents another revolution in manufacturing innovation, thanks to the hard-working men and women who build the F-150.
Within 4 weeks, we went from a F150 2014 model body shop to an all-new aluminum body shop.
A small army of construction workers installed 500 robots and all new stamping and assembly equipment in record time. Advanced technologies were created to assemble F-150 with new materials, rivets, high-strength adhesives, ingenious flow drill screws, and laser welding work together for structural rigidity and strength. And Ford's dedication to environmental responsibility continues. Aluminum is 100% recyclable. So as the first 2015 F-150 rolls off the assembly line, it represents a massive orchestration of both manufacturing and design, resulting in the toughest, smartest, most capable, and most efficient F-150 ever.
So as you can see, we have some of the most advanced manufacturing technology in the world right here at the Dearborn Truck Plant. And during the 10-week period this summer and fall, the Dearborn Truck team completed the most biggest, I would call it, manufacturing transformation in decades. And I can assure you, our customers are very anxious to get these little babies in their hands. And to put it into perspective, more than 225,000 people have raised their hands for more information on the truck. And in the last month alone, 250,000 people have gone to our website and configured a truck. That's the most in 1 month ever in our history for any vehicle in our company.
It's the time we've all been waiting for. Jimmy Settles and I will drive the first, all new, 2015 F-150 off the line to officially mark production of the toughest, smartest, most capable F-150 ever.
When will these be in dealerships in big numbers? I know the first ones come in December, but when will you have them out in significant numbers?
Yeah, obviously over the first quarter we'll be building out stock. Obviously we're going to be changing over our Kansas City assembly plant in the first quarter. So we'll be at full speed in terms of production sometime in the second quarter, and also at that time, in the first quarter, second quarter, you'll start seeing significant amount of vehicles.
How tough has it been?
Dearborn Truck Plant, Dearborn, Michigan. These guys can put out 1,200 trucks a day. It's a very famous plant. They can do 3 shifts. And this is actually where the Mustang started. This plant, Ford first bought the property, Henry did, back in 1915. It's been making the F-150 since 2004. The F-150 is made at this plant as well as the Kansas City plant. So they'll both be getting online production so they can start delivering these trucks in December of this year. You see thousands of these F-150s. Looks like they're ready to go. Start loading them on railroad cars, but I'm sure they have to reach a certain point before they can do that. It's interesting to watch these robots. There's 500 of them. These are taking round tubing and they're bending it, and then they're hydroforming it from a round pipe into a triangular pipe. watching these robots move this tubing around, then pass it on to the hydroform press. It's kind of reminds you of a Terminator movie. All these arms swinging around, and you know, they look pretty strong. Just wonder if you'll see Arnold Schwarzenegger hiding behind one of these. This part's fun to watch. This is the tubing, which is the framework for the top of the cab, the A-pillar, all the way to the roof. And they're sticking these round tubing after they've been bent in these giant presses, and they use a hydroform. It's water pressure under extreme pressure. You see that giant press, and it has some cylinders that must be 2 feet across. They're very large. And they're pressing on that, and they're forming it into like a triangular tubing. Seems like an awful lot of processes just to go from round to triangular, but I guess that's what it takes. But it's a very strong way of doing it. And finally, at this point, the robots stick the tubing, and it's the structural of the roof and the actually the engine compartment. It finally gets to the point where the humans are involved. They grab it off of the, if it gets off the conveyor, dumps into their buckets, and then they sort them. Now I grabbed these parts, I put the gloves on, and I had the roof framework and the fender braces, and they're very light. They're heavy-duty aluminum, military grade, but you know, they're dramatically lighter than what steel would be in those same components. And also on a steel beam on the roof, they used to use 2 C-channels to weld them together, so they had a lot more processes developing these roof panels for the steel framing that they used to use. It's a very modern plant, and everything's automated. It can be. The trucks move past you instead of you following the truck down the assembly line. It's very interesting to watch these get built, watch the bodies get flipped around and attached. It's a great experience going to these plants and watching them. This Rouge plant, now they call it the Dearborn Truck Plant, but it is an amazing amount of history here. I've been here I think 4 times, and I always see something new. It's a lot of history, from the Mustang being born here, and then the newly remodeled F150 back in 2004. But this, Henry bought it back in 1915, about 3 years after they started this company, and it was a self-contained area. I mean, this is a very large plant. I mean, right now it's very, very self-contained and recyclable. It's got 10 acres of plants on top of the roof, but it's right next to the Detroit River. And in Henry's day, he would actually have iron ore shipped up the river in barges, and he'd make his own steel. He could also make his own glass. So anything he needed in the automotive manufacturing of the cars and trucks, he can make it on site, which was amazing. He may have had to, buy the tires from Firestone, but about everything else he could make right there. Now we're getting to the inspection part. Each truck, they dyno them, they align them, they do all these things. They do light check, they do water test on them. And then at the end, you'll see us on this rough road. They drive it across an exit road that's rough to see if it creaks, makes noises, squeaks, pops, rattles, any of that. And it's really interesting. They make sure that it's ready to go before it's stuck on the railroad tracks and in the train and to the dealerships. Now think about 1,200 vehicles a day going through here, and each one, has to, of course, get built, painted, put together, inspected, tested. Man, this is a pretty detailed process, and you got 3 shifts doing this, but man, 1,200 vehicles a day. That boggles the mind of what it would take to push that many through and do it right. It's very efficient plant. You know, skilled labor. It's great to watch this stuff happen. I couldn't build a truck that
Listen
fast.
for loose stock or water in the rocker panel, stuff like that.
So every truck does this?
Yes.
And the horn works, so that's good.
Right.
All trucks go through this rough rat track?
Yes.
Really? That's wild.
Like right here is where. Sorry.
Brake check?
Brake works. Brakes never work.
On this side, basically listen for the underbody rattles. Squeaks and rattles.
So you're listening yourself?
Yes.
So there's not some machine listening for you, it's you're doing?
Right. We all have to take hearing tests.
Did you hear that?
No.
That was...
Something had to put an air ring at rest.
And then on this side is interior noises.
Oh, so we can get out and take pictures outside of these trucks doing this, right? Just stand up in that corner, watch trucks go by, rumble. So we have to go.
And this body twist kind of gets you pretty good. You gotta go really slow over them.
So did you do the tire alignment after this course, or is it already done?
No, it's already done. This is like the one last check before it goes to the customer. Because it's like squeaks, rattles, anything not right. And if we don't hear anything and it's good, we ship it. If we hear something, we take it and we have it checked out. And then they'll determine what's wrong with it.
So did this truck pass the test?
Yes.